Okay, share. Okay, so I'm on here double. Okay. Oh, we're good. We're Gucci. Just checked. Yo, what's up, everybody? As y'all can see, we're new here on YouTube. So put a one in the chat if you can actually hear me. well. Just want to make sure that you should be able to hear me well as well. So put a one in here in the chat on YouTube. Um, if you can hear me, amazing, amazing. Okay, love it. Appreciate you guys. I want you guys to do me a big favor. This is actually the first ever Powerhouse YouTube live that we're having here as a squad. So go ahead and go into the chats. Let people know that we're live and we're active. Yeah, I'll mute myself here on YouTube, Zoom as well. Let everybody know that we're live and we're active within the telegrams in Powerhouse University. So go ahead, guys. Let people know it's the first time we're doing this on YouTube. We got some exciting things in 2026. As y'all know, we're always creating here. And this is one of the very few things that we're going to be creating going into 2026, familia. So go ahead and go to the chats. Let people know that we're live when we're active, and we'll get started in the next couple minutes. For the ones that have just hop on to the first ever YouTube for Powerhouse University Live, go ahead and go to the chats. I know we had a couple more come in. I know it's the first and it's something new, but that's something that we love here in Powerhouse to do. So do me a quick favor, go into the chats, let everybody know that we're live and we're active. Let them know to click the YouTube link, and we're excited for what's to come, guys. So we're gonna start in the next 2 minutes. Usually we start right on the dot. 9 p.m. CST for 10 p.m. Eastern, but we're going to give it 2 minutes so that we can get things going and have as many as we can have here within Powerhouse University, guys. We can start in the next couple minutes. All right, familia, we're actually going to go ahead and get started on today's Sunday Night Live. And as y'all saw, this is the first Sunday Night Live on YouTube, and I'm not doing this on my own. I actually got my brother Gio here with every single one of us. I just want to make sure that we're still good for the technical. So put a 2 in the chat if you can see us and hear us here on YouTube live. So put a 2 in the chat if you can in the chat box if you can hear us loud and clear and see us. But super excited, very grateful. I know you guys are hopping on and like, oh, this is on YouTube now. What are we doing here? But as y'all know, we're always creating new within Powerhouse. And like I said, this is one of the very few things, very many things, one of the few many things that we're going to be doing going into 2026. So, Gio, brother, how you feeling, man? I want to make sure everybody can hear you. I'm pretty sure everybody can see you.
Yes, sir. What's good? What's good, guys? Feeling blessed, bro. What I am noticing, obviously, it's our first time on YouTube. We're probably like 13 seconds behind. So if any trades are given, I just want y'all to remember we're a couple of seconds behind. It might be sent just a bit late, but we are here. We are excited. 2026, we get to definitely look into a great year. A lot of setups, and I'm just excited to be here, man. So
Love it, bro. I'm super grateful. Yeah, we do have a small lag, so yeah, stay. Just be aware of it with everything. But with saying that, fam, we're gonna go ahead and get started with Sunday Night Live. It's still not too late to obviously promote for the call. I know it's the first of many that we're gonna be having here on YouTube. So make sure to go into the chats, let people know that we're live and we're active to really get things kicked off and going for 2026. But as you guys know, and for the ones that might be a little bit newer, I want to let y'all know that every single Sunday, Sunday night, that's why it's called Sunday Night Live, here in Powerhouse, we have these calls. And, now we've opened it up, obviously, to our Powerhouse University YouTube channel as well. And we host this to set the intention for the week. Now, today is a very special day because it's actually the first Sunday Night Live of 2026. Which again, that's why we wanted to, switch it up a little bit and add something new with what we have going on. So if you're new on today's call, if you're either a new member of Powerhouse University or either watching this, whatever it is, just be aware that we have a similar structure that we do every single call here on Sunday Night Live. The first thing that we always do is we spotlight students. Now today, obviously, is a brand new year. I always like to tell people the last year is the last year. Past results, past wins, losses, lessons are in the past. This is a brand new year, and I want you guys to start fresh. So we're not going to have a spotlight student today specifically, but we are going to go through a couple of things and really just go through obviously the chart work and go into the next thing. And we're going to break down a little bit of Powerhouse University, how to maximize the website that we have, that we've been able to cultivate as a community for the last couple months that we've created this upgrade, but we've been having this for many years within Powerhouse. Then we're going to the weekly schedule, and then we're going to have the boy Gio come on here live and in action with live markups for every single one of you guys. So one thing that we always advise as well, obviously, if you're watching this, I know we have a small log in the chart at the chat, which is fine because we'll talk about it now. Go ahead and send in any markups. Actually, I don't know how the markups work. If they're able to send links or not, we'll see. But if not, send in the pair, some of the pairs that you like and that you would like Geo to go over. So go ahead and send some pairs, whatever pair that you're looking for the week. So Gio can already add it to his list to start going there. And then we might have a little bit of time for some portfolio as well as announcements and what's to come as well.
quickly, Joe, just
Yes,
so
sir.
you know, when you're sending the link, um, it's gonna say HTTPS. I need y'all to put a space in that HTTPS before sending that link, right? Because it won't let y'all send the direct link in the chat.
Love it. Perfect. Yeah. So basically, if you didn't hear, you can send the link, just put a space after the HTTP. So like it gaps the URL. And then when we paste it, obviously, we'll put it together. So you can't send links, but you can send it like in a kind of like in a part split. And so that we can see that as well. All right. So with saying that, fam, really, like I said, this is a brand new year. So I want to let y'all know that, like I said again, I'll say again right now, what happened in 2025 happened in 2025. This is a brand new year. So I really want you guys to have a vision for yourself for 2026. We talked about this before, so I'm not going to spend too much time. I do have something at the end that I'll be breaking down, but just understand that everybody here has a vision, and to set a brand new vision with a higher level that you've never achieved, so that you can maximize of what we have here. All right. So first thing I want to go through, and we're always going to go through, is how to maximize Powerhouse University. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and talk about how can you maximize Powerhouse University with every single thing that we have. For every new member or current member that we have, I want y'all to know that we have a website that we've been able to cultivate and upgrade, and kind of really maximize, and we're going to continue to grow it and adapt it to what we need. But this is our website for you guys to use. Obviously, when it comes to the front end is more information on what we do, how we do things, and everything like that. We also have, which we'll talk about it at the end as well, we'll always have the next big event that we are hosting. So as y'all know, we have a very big event conference that we're hosting in Dallas, Texas, here. So you'll always have the next Powerhouse experience on here. And as it's loading, you're going to see that we have the Blueprint Conference, in Dallas, Texas on February 7th. It's a 1-day event. Super excited for it. You're able to click on here to buy your ticket. So just know you have that. And every single one of you guys also have access to the member side of it, right? So whenever you log in, you have your password that every single member has, that is given to you. So if you don't have it, go ahead and ask in the chat, in the Telegram chat, or ask whoever you're personally, working with, or really any of us, any of the admins here as well. And you'll be able to have access to our blueprint. You have access to the first 90 days, every app and things that you need. And then we run through a structure of 30, 60, 90 days. This is the best time, in my opinion, to go through what we have at the launch, no matter how long you've been here. Okay. If you have not gone through this, I highly advise to go through this, regardless of your experience, because the fundamentals is very key. And there's a couple things here that you might not have known, or you might need a refresher of, which is very, very key as well. So this is amazing. We also have the weekly schedule and also next steps. After you're done with the 30, 60, 90 days, which I think to start the year, everybody should be able to go through, I highly recommend to take advantage of the things that we have here, like the vault, how to become a full-time trader, made by Junior, the one and only Junior as well. Easy way to track your taxes, and even the next step if you want to become a partner of what we have here as well. Okay. So put a 5 in the chat. I know we have a little delay, so I'm asking now. Put a 5 in the chat if you have been able to hear me with everything. You guys have been able to love the Powerhouse University website. If you guys been able to log in, take advantage of it in any type of way. So put a 5 in the chat for me, just so I know that we're good to go on that side. All right. I know we have a little lag, so we'll have that. Now, last thing I'll do this before I pass it to Gio, is also show you guys our weekly schedule that we have every single week within Powerhouse University. As y'all know, we have a jam-packed schedule because not only do we have Powerhouse University, we also have our amazing educational platform that we're partnered with, that we have live sessions every single week. So as we say every single week, and something that I always say is, you want to have your schedule set. You want to understand and know what calls you're going to be on, right? What Zenride live sessions you're going to be on, and what you're going to be able to do to maximize your whole complete experience here in Powerhouse University. So make sure to look at the schedule, make sure to put this on your calendar, and make 2026 the year that you don't miss the sessions that you're watching, right? Whoever it is that you're watching, when it comes to, Zachary Hogan, when it comes to, J7 Squad, Nina as well, when it comes to Siva, when it comes to V, when it comes to Jordan Morgan, or Max Otero and Patrick Kenny on the investing side, just make sure to maximize what we have, so that honestly, this can be an amazing year for you. Okay. So with saying that, familia, what I'm going to actually do here is I'm going to actually pass it to the one and only, my brother, Gio Munoz, right? You guys should be able to hear him and see him now.
Yo, can y'all hear me a little bit better, chat? I know I was having a little problem with my mic, so I took out the mic out. But what's good, everybody? Let me pull up the chat right here. How's everyone doing today? Drop in the chat where you're tuning in from. Are you from Dallas? I know we got some people in Chicago. Drop where you're tuning in from as I share my screen. Give me a quick second. Gil, if you can let me request my screen real quick. Perfect. Cool. Right, guys, if you don't know me, my name is Giovanni Munoz. I am 25 years old. Now I've been trading over 6 years. Right, wrong screen. 6 years. And this has been a journey. But we got people from Cali. We got people from um, Quincy, Washington. We have people from Dallas, blessed, bro. I'm blessed, Teresa. North Carolina, Samuel. We have Ohio, Reno, New Philadelphia, Ohio. Never heard of that. Spokane, Washington, Kansas. But I'm glad everyone's having an amazing day. And what we're gonna go over today, guys, is the main important things that are needed to go over right now. So anytime when I'm looking into the markets, guys, the first thing I look into straight ahead is what news do we have throughout the whole week, right? You're always gonna be able to pick in between the gray folders, the yellow folders, the orange folders, and red folders. For me, I trade news. News are pretty much excuses to be able to move the market, right? So what I want to know is what do we have coming in this whole week, right? So I can prepare my trading schedule and set a plan to attack the whole week, right? At 9 a.m. we have USD news, right? Manufacturing PMI. We have CPI for Australian on Tuesday, right? Passing Wednesday, we have some non-farm employment change. On Thursday, right, we have a couple more red folders for CHF, CPI. We got unemployment claims coming out, and then Friday, the unemployment range, NFP, right? Um, Unemployment rates, premium sentiment, just more red folders, right, guys? And if I'm being transparent with y'all, does it really matter what the folders are, or, what it's gonna do? Not necessarily. We just want to understand that when there's news, there's extreme risk of volatility, right? And sometimes it can be good, sometimes it can be bad, right? But you always want to know these things so you can always protect your risk. If you're trading long term, maybe you're gonna go trade New York, and there's a time frame that you're looking at 8:30 a.m. and there's news dropping, and market completely shifts the opposite way you're going, right? So that's good. It looks like it's gonna be a very productive week this week, right? Now, tuning into the dollar, right? We had a lot going on this week. The dollar is gaining value, as you can see. Main reasons why I personally think this is happening: we just created more oil. We helped Venezuela go become free. We took over the dictatorship. We captured the president. A big problem that was going on right now, and when it comes to politics, is very simple. Is China, Russia was getting their oil from Venezuela. They're also trying to indict and remove the dollar from being the main currency, right? So as we can see within time, right, the dollar has been losing its value ever since last year, probably when Trump got pretty much elected as president. As we can see right now, there's a little bit momentum coming in, right? What I see currently right now, we can probably see it come back just a bit lower, right? As we can see, right? I would want the market to come just down below here, right? I trade pretty simple, right? What I look for is our consolidation, right? We have our consolidation, right? And then we have market manipulation. We liquidated the liquidity right here. Then market creates new higher highs, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. Didn't create a new high. Now we're going back below. We have a bunch of liquidity building up. right here. We have a bunch of retail traders coming into the market. So if we want to get a pretty much a discounted price to get back in the market, I would want to see the 786 and the 886 zone to get in. As of right now, the dollar is pushing. If we do continue to see a bullish reaction, I will then go to the smaller time frames. And just to be completely honest, I can see the dollar now being able to start pushing up, even if we don't come back to the zone, right? So if we understand the dollar is going up, we can possibly figure that what's gold gonna do, right? Usually gold moves sometimes the opposite, right? But as of right now, gold has been insanely bullish. We're at all-time highs. Right now, we're sitting at 4,400, right? And the main pairs I trade, guys, is going to be these three right here, including these three as well. Anything that has to do with commodities and indices, obviously I have my investments, but the main priority is I stick to myself with three simple pairs. You're gonna catch me probably trading gold the most. As well, we have our indices, and usually when I trade indices, I only go with the lagging pair, right? So as we go and dissect the market, what we can see right now, if we go to the 1 minute, I am completely bullish, right? If the market comes here within our zone, I will be buying, right? And the reason is very simple, right? If we go to the 1 hour, right? We just broke previous highs, I mean lows. So we had pretty much bullish markets. Market then creates a low, right? Lower high, lower low. Then we come to this area. We now completely have made the solution that we are going to create a new high, right? We have a closure above. Market has stayed above this area for a good minute, right? As we can see, market does have a gap here, and we can potentially work our way down. But as of right now, I do see that we can have some momentum within the market. And the reason why I say that is because of right here, right? We have our consolidation, right? Market then starts pushing up into the lower time frames. You can see, right? Higher high, came down below, right? This is our higher low. We can now create a new higher high, right? So what I see is very simple. We have our consolidation right here. We have a break of structure that liquidates out buyers from the market. We then push above, liquidating all these sellers, right? We took out both sides of the market out, right? We then create a higher high, higher low, higher high, right? When it comes to me, I always want to see the market create two new higher highs, right? So now for me, it's very simple. I threw my fib on here, right? We're gonna be waiting for this market to come and retrace back to our 78886 zone, where we can pretty much set our buy area right here, right? This is gonna be the trade of the day, right? And I'm always going to go to the 1 to 3. Everyone has a different way of trading, different style, and there's no such thing as a wrong way of trading. It's really it's a personality. It's what works for you, right? So for me, right, we're gonna enter this 1 to 3. How I would pretty much object this is once we hit a 101, my stop loss always goes to break even at a 1 to 3, right? I'm taking out, most of my trade, might leave one trading, but then continue with, trailing my stop loss if I do, right? So for gold, this is what we're going to be looking for. We're going to wait for the market to retrace, come back a bit more. I do see this consolidation right here, and I do see how we broke below. If we do that and we are in the scenario to pretty much come to this area, what I would honestly want to see is the market go above this and hold a bit more, and then I will reanalyze and hope we can get a better entry or a little bit more below to take it back to maybe up to 4,500. But gold right now, this is what I have. We're gonna be patient with it, see if it comes back to our zone. Now, when it comes to oil, right, the biggest question right now that everyone has, United States right now they are full indeed um, in responsibility of the oil, right? Trump said it. Is this a good thing? Is this a bad thing? What is going to happen to the market, right? So we have now a bigger supply, and we can now, dig for more oil, have more jobs. So it's two choices right now, as we can see in the bigger time frames, right? It's always going to be two choices. But we have up to liquidity sitting up. The reason why I would want us to see us continue dropping a bit more is because we have more supply now, and we're going to be able to distribute it at maybe a cheaper price, right? Number two, right? We get this oil and we manipulate the price into increasing the price of the oil because now you're in charge of what the cost and value is. So if Russia, China, they want to continue buying oil from Venezuela, which is now ours, we get to put the price. So it's going to be a lot of events that are going to be happening over time, right? I do see that happening, price going up, but I would like to see, um, maybe this work down just a bit more. Uh, if we go to the weekly, what I see would be this. Two, 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 right? And we're almost there. We're almost there, right? I would want to see this zone right here, the 786 zone. It's right there, right? We can buy off the $54 zone, and work ourselves up to 100. And like I said, I don't believe that, even though we have more supply, it would it will stay to that equal or low price. I do believe that we will now create the market for oil since we have most of it, and work our way up to at least the hundreds, right? At least the hundreds is what I would want to see happen with oil. But I do believe that I want to see it come back down just a bit more, right? Let me go into the chat, see if anyone has any questions real quick. I know I'm terrible at that. Let me see. Drags over here. Cool. Um, it's being a little slow, so we'll continue on. So yeah, US oil, like I mentioned, I want to see us come back a bit more into our zone, work its way, mitigate, and then give us our push up. That's for US oil. Silver is kind of similar. Uh, let's do this. Keep oil cheap, still bearish on oil. Yeah, I agree. I can see us. I think it's gonna take some time. I wouldn't be surprised if it happens soon, though. There's a lot of negotiations gonna be happening, and Trump is showing power. So cool. So oil, silver, right? Silver, same thing with silver. We have a possible way of this continue pushing up. If we use our simple scenario, like I just showed y'all guys, our consolidation, break of structure, we wait for new two highs, right? This would have been a perfect setup, right? You have your consolidation, break of structure, higher high, higher low, higher high, right? You throw up the 7886 into your zone, right? And it gets you the zone. Yes, it would have been playing around a bit, um, but it's showing us, pretty much that we still want to continue bullish. Market hasn't hit stop loss at all, um, and the opportunity is there. So that just gives me more reason on why I would want to enter gold, and wait on these gold buys to see new higher highs. Right, I definitely see silver hitting 100. Within the last year, I believe we're at a good percentage. One of three is right here, so even before we make that bigger push up, we have the opportunity to take partials out in that zone. Now, if we break it down to the smaller time frame, right, and we remove everything, right, what I would want to see is we have our consolidation, right? Break the structure, right? And then have our change of character. What would be needed for me to look into this trade is for the market to consolidate a bit more, right? Either consolidate a bit more, wait in this area, create a new high, then we come into that 786, 86, and get into buys. But we would need to see this market create a new higher high and higher low, and then higher high for us to consider entering this trade. If we go to the 1 minute, the only reason I don't trade silver simply like that is simply because on futures it is a higher risk, right? So as you can see, we have a bunch of liquidity just sitting here. So that ability to come down. Now let's go check gold again. That means gold should be coming down to our area. Yep. So gold is officially coming down to our area. Guys, be patient into this trade. I will tell you when to take that initiative to buy, but we're getting there. We're probably 30 pips away. We're going to be patient on it. Like I said, I am not setting any limits. We're being patient on this trade. Now, when it comes to NASDAQ, um, well, let me check the chat real quick. Cool, we're good. When it comes to NASDAQ, right, NASDAQ has been, let's see, pretty bullish, right? Market's still continuing to go up. On the bigger time frames, what I like to do, I like to look at the bigger time frames. Usually go from the daily to the 1 hour. I mean, daily 4 hour, the 1 hour to 30, 15 minutes, and then just break it down like that. What I can see right now, we've been holding really good. Just another setup that you get to start seeing after you practice enough times in the market. Your consolidation, break a structure, higher high, higher low, higher high, right? Market then comes to our zone, right? How do we know it's our zone? We use our Fibonacci, right? Market came barely touched, and then continued going higher, right? The thing that I'm looking at right now is since we came down, created a higher low, we still haven't created a higher high. So those questions that US 30 can still probably come down below. I would wait on it and bid my probability on that unless we see a new high. We do have some areas that we can come down to. So I'm gonna just be patient when it comes to US 30. Let's go check out Nasdaq. Right, Nasdaq. Go check out the daily. Right, we had our higher high. So higher high, higher low, higher high, lower low, right? And this is where you want to get the shift of the market and be able to understand it, right? We then created a lower low, so market then is bullish, right? We have our lower high right here, right? And this is gonna work on all time frames. So boom, right? This is the daily. So for me, with the daily is I'm okay with just one structure close, and as long as it holds for a bit, a day or two is completely fine with me, which we did, right? So simple consolidation, break structure, change your direction, right? Market then came here to our zone, which was an order block, and completely had a rejection. Now, the thing with this is people will probably continue to be like, oh, well, it can potentially still continue going down. It could, right? But look at this momentum that we're having. We are on a bullish trend. Yes, we did have a shift of direction. Yes, we did have a reaction, right? But for me, ever since this trade hit a 101, it's invalid, and I personally can't take it, right? This is a winning trade for me. Now I understand that this trade can possibly continue going higher if it wants to, right? And it has a reason too, right? This is the highest we've ever been to, right? So technically, we don't have a reason to continue lower. So now I'm gonna be patient until it shows me what it wants to do. I'm not gonna rush into a trade, but I'm gonna wait till it shows me. If we see maybe a exposure below here, I'll consider it. But as we go down, oh, I like this. Um, Let me see. Boom, break the structure, change the direction. So I can see a couple things. Still at 15 minutes, right? I see this. We have our consolidation, right? Market then pushes above, liquidates out sellers, pushes down below, liquidates out buyers, right? For me on NASDAQ, what I would want to see is for it to come to this zone and for us to look for sells. Very, very simple, right? And this is going to be a 1-3. This might not happen until tomorrow in New York, but I do like this trade a lot, right? All these trades I will be dropping into in the Powerhouse University. I'll make sure we drop the link in the description. But same thing with SPX. You know, SPX is already there. You know, let's look at US 30. US 30 is kind of moving different. US 30 has a different mood than the rest of these pairs. Right now, the SPX look the same. What I can say about US 30 is if we continue to create a new high, I would then believe that we will become bullish, which will make me be a little bit more patient and maybe work our way up to this zone that we want right here, right? So we're playing the patient game. We're not in a rush. We're gonna wait to see, but same thing right here, right? Consolidation, break the structure, change the direction. We've been holding for a great minute, right? Um, so US 30 can definitely work its way up to this zone, which I like a lot. And the reason why I like it a lot is because of this candle right here, right? As we can see, this candle had an impulsive move above, bringing in buyers, bringing in people with orders, and then manipulating them in the easiest way to saying, and then pushing the market to continue going lower, right? A lot of people believe that this support was gonna hold, right? That maybe, right, we're just gonna continue going bullish simply because we're already at all-time highs, right? But market simply came to our zone, right, to continue going higher. So yeah, I can see this right here being a possible trade for US 30, which really signifies that Nasdaq trade. I'm not liking SPX simply because we're already at that area. It's closer, and there's more complete gaps, right? It feels these are filled in balance already. Right, let's go check out gold. Gold. Ooh, we're close. We're close. We're not rushing any trade. But if this trade does go as much as how much we risk, it is out of the proportion and we won't take it. Right. So we're looking at a 40 pip risk on this trade. You know, I at least want to see if it goes to 60. If it goes to 60, and it's already at 50, guys. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna be patient, right? I'm not gonna get into this trade, right? Yes, it might go my way, right? But I'm gonna wait on the bigger scale on this 5 minute setup, right? So I would want to see this market continue flourishing within the 5 minute zone, right? We and it is, you know, that was a beautiful buy, right? Let's see real quickly if we could have seen anything different, right? Yes, this is filled. This was probably the only imbalance that could have happened. Um, yeah, I mean, we could have entered offer right here, great zone, but you know, you can't marry your trades. This trade is doing perfect right now, and we missed it, right? And that's completely okay. You don't want to rush yourself into that next setup, right? But we do have a setup right here that I would want to see happen. This is gonna happen, I would say, before New York, maybe as we go into London. If we do see ourselves work into this area, to so boom, this is what I would want to see, right? A new high created above here, hold just a bit, and then work our way back down for buys. Um, so that's what I'm gonna have. I'm gonna be patient. If I do see any trades, I will drop them in the Powerhouse chat, and as well into the Powerhouse University for those that aren't in the Powerhouse chat. Now, looking at silver, we might have a setup here. Silver, yeah, we'll take this. If you like trading silver, there might be a way we can get into this. We liquidated these guys. What's gold doing? Gold's not making as much movement as silver. Silver is plummeting a little bit more than. Yeah, we're gonna be patient. I'm not gonna rush or trade. But potentially this is the setup. We are bullish. High, high, low. Yeah. Technically, this would be the setup. Market can start pushing up from here. Yeah, if you like silver, I would personally get in it. Um, just be patient. We talk, give y'all a setup. But yeah, that's pretty much it for me. I'm gonna keep y'all updated within the group chat. I do want to look at the chats. I like those because silver, because daily closer to lowers. Thoughts. Let's look at that real quickly. Um, silver at the daily. You know, it is a possibility. I just do understand. Um, we're in all-time highs. You know, I'm not really trying to sell silver at all. You know, I'm not trying to go against the trend. We're still holding in place. Now, if Austin, if we do close below here, all means, I'm up for it, right? But for me, since we haven't had a complete closure below that previous lower high, I mean higher low, I'm gonna be. Are you able to look at the charts that I said? Yeah, let me go on Telegram, brother. Do you enter off imbalances or order blocks? Great question, Tuma. So for me, um, it just I would go off either or, right? The reason why I say I go off either or, I really just go off the 7886 zone, right? I don't complicate my trades. If I'm trading the 7886 zone and there's an imbalance, or let's go look at gold, right? That's just my discounted rate always, when it's gonna come to it. So from here, right, you have an order block. If you go to the 3 minutes, right, I was wanting it to come just a bit lower, but I can see why it rejected off this zone. If you go to the 1 minute, this imbalance is filled. This could have been probably the last area we could have continued to buy after liquidating these buyers right here. So for me, just to be completely honest with you, bro, I trade off the Fibonacci 7886, and that's what pretty much gives me the entries that I usually get. And the reason why I would, now let's say I'm trading the 7886 and I see an imbalance just a bit much earlier, I'll take action on that, right? Because as we can see, we didn't get our exact entry, but it's okay, right? I'm not worried about it. Um, the reason why I use the fib, it gives me my best risk reward, right? It gives me my best discounted rate setup, right? So I'm always gonna go with the discounted rate and what is gonna give me that best risk reward. Um, cool. Austin, give me a second. Boom, Telegram. Give me a second, buddy. Cool. All right? So you drop it in the Powerhouse chat, bro? Where'd you drop it? In Texas, by any chance? Yeah. So Austin, I can't see them if it's not dropped in the chat. But just send them my way separately, and I'll review it for you, dude. But that being said, guys, I do appreciate your time. One last time, I'm gonna show you all the setups that we got, and then I'm as well gonna drop them in the Powerhouse chat. Right, first one's gonna be gold, potential buys on gold, silver, right? Still potential silver can come to the zone and start working its way up. U.S. oil, right? Like I said, U.S. oil. I would want to see it come back a little lower to my zone on the daily, right? So on the daily, let me even go to the weekly, right here, right? This is where I would like to see um, pretty much U.S. oil work down its way to, and then go from there. Uh, when it comes to Dow Jones, right, like I mentioned, I can see us working our way back up to this zone. We technically aren't bearish yet. We're still bullish, right? I'm not really looking into these zones of selling. It's just there, but I am falling into this Nasdaq sell, right? This Nasdaq sell looks really like a really, really good setup to me. This is a textbook for me. I'm always taking these setups no matter what. We have pretty much here market manipulation, institutional candles pushing down, meaning market money is in the markets. We just want to see it come back, retrace, and then work itself lower. Remember, if you hit a one-on-one, automatically that stop loss will break even. SPX, we do have the same setup, but we are much closer to the SPX um, entry than we are on the industry entries. Right now, last but not least, I mean, y'all know Bitcoin. This Bitcoin zone I've been holding for a minute, right? Same thing, right? Just to show y'all how easy this is. A lot of people complicate trading, and there's a bunch of ways of trading, and there's a bunch of strategies, and they're always going to convince you that their way is right. I'm not telling you my way is right, right? But it's pretty accurate every time when you show continually, the setup, and they continue to play out. Right? It's very simple. We have our consolidation here. Market pushes down, takes out all the buyers. Market then pushes above, takes out all these sellers. Market then holds above for a long time, comes back down to the 80,000 zone, and now we're seeing Bitcoin work its way up. Now, what does that mean for the rest of the pairs, right? If you don't know, Solana right now is at 136. This is free game that we're giving y'all, and daily we're gonna continue giving y'all. If you want to join the community, right, we're gonna drop a link where you can join a free community where we drop all our signals and crypto investments. ICP, I'm a firm believer, right, guys? You best believe I'm the first one that's gonna tell y'all. One of my biggest portfolio buyings is ICP. I do see ICP becoming, one of the next big cryptos. Like I said, this is something that I'm in personally, and I've heard great things about it and the research I made. Filecoin is also another crypto that we're in. Jupiter and Caspa. Crypto is still at a great time to buy. But like mentioned to a lot of my friends, that crypto, this might be your last crypto run, right? But you want to invest not into meme coins. You don't want to invest into your influencers or what they recommend. You want to pretty much invest into the right project. You want to invest into things that have a future, that have a backup, that have a board, right? That are making decisions to see an outcome and a better way to use their crypto to better, whatever they're trying to, so whatever problem they're trying to solve, right? Tesla's having a crazy movement recently. It looks like we're coming down. I mean, you can see this setup anywhere, guys, and I would take this setup, right? If we see Tesla come here. And China just agreed into having Tesla become one of their main cars out in China. And that deal goes through, we can see Tesla start buying up from here. 412, 413, 395, stop loss 382. So you can probably put options on that. But guys, these are my setups like mentioned. Let's go check gold one more time, see what it's doing. Yeah, like I said, gold is gonna work its way up. Nas and gold are my two favorite pairs of the day. I'm gonna send those out to y'all in the Powerhouse University chat. But guys, I appreciate y'all tuning in. I know this is our first time on YouTube. Give us credit. Make sure you subscribe. Right, every day we're gonna have a new person. Right, these are people that were built up by this brand, by the people in the community. These are people that had nothing, knew nothing about trading when they got started with us, and now these are people that are teaching, making a great amount when it comes to prop firms to their live accounts, and now they have an opportunity to teach not just to our students, but now for the first time ever live stream on YouTube, Bill. So, yeah, bro, take it away. Thank you for sharing your time with us, brother.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, guys. Put some fives in the chat for Geo coming on here and really just breaking down a lot of exciting things when it comes to the markets. We're going to be done in the next 5 to 6 minutes, just so y'all know. But, Geo went through a lot of amazing setups. And like Geo said, this is the first of many. And, every single thing that we've been able to do is from experience of a lot of education in our back end and community that we've been able to cultivate for 5 years, and 5+ years, going into 6, 7, and then 10 very, very soon. But I appreciate you, Gio, for taking the time to be on today's call and give everybody the play. And we're on YouTube, so if you're watching, you got the play. Now, I want to touch on one, two things, and I'm going to actually end the session with a quick message and also a couple of quick little news to end today. Now, Gio did a great thing to go through crypto as well, which I'm happy he did. With time purposes. But I did want to let y'all know an update for the ones that have been on the sessions that I do on Saturdays with my brother, John Luke. If you're on YouTube, well, you'll see that on Saturday. We do crypto and assets calls. And one thing I've been waiting for that just happened, I was waiting for this candle to close and for it to be an engulfing candle and engulfing volume on the weekly. Now, this is more on the portfolio side that I'm looking at. This is something that I really like that I saw. So just letting y'all know for the ones that have been on my sessions with John Luke, this is a really good indicator as we see crypto going bullish in Q1 and Q2 that we've been talking about for a while. So just so you guys know, everything follows Bitcoin. So once Bitcoin starts to move, things like altcoins like Ethereum first, and then the other altcoins will start to move as well. And we'll be talking about that within all the Powerhouse calls that will be streamed on live sessions. If you guys want more crypto stuff, we got Tuesdays and Thursday evenings. You guys will see this on YouTube. My brother Fernando and Tony, and then myself and John Luke on Saturday as well. And then we also have the one and only Vinny's on Mondays and Fridays. So just stay tuned to that. For the ones that are members, you already know. And actually, the last thing I want to end with before I give you guys a quick message, a couple of stocks that I'm looking at. I talked about this on the crypto and assets call. I just want to give you guys some outlook. If you're more looking on creating a portfolio for stocks, something I'm looking a lot more towards in 2026, because I'm going to be adding into my portfolio more. I took 2025 to learn more about stocks and understand the back end. But, one thing I like is Nike. Nike already hired a new CEO. That was the previous CEO, but prior to 2020, during this time, there was a CEO that brought Nike literally from like here up when it comes to their stock, and he got rehired. So he's been in the company for like 35 years and the price is low. I really like this setup as well. And then the next one I'm going to give you guys is Block to look into. This is the owner of actually Cash App and Square. I like the zone I already came into around $60. I really like this area. It's down like 80% actually. So look into that for your portfolio. I'm only going to give two more. And then we got Target. I was actually at Target today with my wife, and I was telling my wife, like, it's wild how many times we're in Target. Like, we got to start owning some stock, right? So a lot of people shop at Target. The stores are packed. And I really like this area that I already came into. So for your portfolio, I really like Target as well as Snapchat. We've been looking at it as a lot with our community and Powerhouse. So you guys already know, I really like what's been going on. What I like the most is that there was a big engulfing candle here that we've been learning within our community and also our platform with Zinrai. So we have a small candle, big volume, guys. This is a very bullish sign. So we really like Snapchat. It's a lower, you can say a lower cap, right? Or a lower stock because it's at only $8 per share. And then one more that's pending, right? The ones I just gave you are already action now. But one I believe that is pending is Netflix. Okay. I'm just going to let y'all know Netflix is going to be, I think it already is, but it's going to take over most of like the TV stuff. To be honest, in sports, they're already live streaming sports and fights. And they're going to be taking over Warner Brothers. So stay very tuned. I like Netflix below $80, but more around $70 again for buying a portfolio, buying a stock, more of a share side. So I want to give you guys a couple plays. And the last thing I want to kind of go through before we end the session is to let y'all know and give you guys a quick piece of advice for 2026. Put 26 in the chat if you want to make 2026 the best year ever. So put 26 in the chat. That's you. If you want to do that, I highly advise to divide the year in 4 quarters, right? Every single year. And I'll talk about this in every quarter, just so y'all know. But every single year, one thing I do is I divide my year in 4. So I want to let y'all know this. The first quarter of the year is January, February, March. I want you guys to focus on this. You can screenshot this, keep it for later, but it's the year of seed planning. It's the quarter of seed planning. This is the quarter I want you guys to do these couple of things. Number one is I want you to create your trading edge through documentation. I want to make sure that you guys understand what are you looking for? What's your setup? What's your entry? What's your exit? What is your edge? And finalize that this quarter to create that foundation for your year. The second thing I want to ask you guys to do is to create a routine that helps you sustain through the whole quarter of the year, but also the whole year of 2026. And then the third thing is whatever vision and goal you have, I want you to divide it in 4 and accomplish the first quarter of it. A lot of people focus on the end goal and don't divide it up to maximize your focus. And then the last thing I want to end today's session is make sure to attend our Blueprint conference here that we're going to be hosting within Powerhouse and our amazing platform that we're partnered with Zinrai. And also we're going to have Trade House there. As you guys already know, if you're not aware of this, you're watching this on YouTube or whatever it is, we are hosting the biggest trading and investing conference in the United States globally. In my opinion, this is the event that nobody else is hosting. This is the only event that you need in 2026. It's going to be on February 7th in Dallas, Texas, my hometown. I'm super happy and grateful for every single buddy that is coming out. Like put a 5 in the chat if you already booked your ticket or you're looking to book your ticket. Okay, we're going to be sending the link within our Powerhouse chat. We might send in something special for you, maybe a small discount, maybe not, we'll see. But I highly recommend to grab your ticket, because if you do not confirm, if you do not decide to make the decision to be at this event, you're literally putting yourself behind, right? Because this is the event that starts the year for us. That's why we're doing it at the beginning of the year. February 7th, after this, we're going to have every single thing that we need. It's a whole conference, it's a whole blueprint from A to Z on how to maximize in the markets and how to maximize exactly what we have here within Powerhouse and Zinrai as well. So with saying that, guys, I appreciate you guys for being on today's call. If you're watching this and you're a guest or whatever it is, go ahead and check on the comment section. If you fill out the form that we have there, we'll be able to add you into our free Powerhouse University Telegram that we have. And if you want more information or full access as well, that will be within the forum as well for you. And as you guys know, I'm excited for what's to come. Like Gio was saying, this is the first of many. We're going to be having our Powerhouse University schedule now streamed on YouTube Live. So we want to make sure that not only are we maximizing exposure, maximizing what we have here, but also recording everything, because everything will be recorded here on our channel. Make sure to subscribe, make sure to like, and if you're new here, fill out the form, let people know what we got going on. And as well,
Yo, quickly, Gil.
go ahead.
I see gold dropping. I might be buying. Yeah, I'm a buy. I'm buying gold. So we'll leave it off of that. We're going off the last setup. We're going off. It's looking at trading view 4398.7 as stop loss. So I am getting in a small buy with one contract.
Amazing. Go ahead, bro. If you can send that markup in the Powerhouse chat. So if you're in the community, which a lot of us are, most of us are, Gio will be sending the markup of the live execution that he already just called out for gold. So go ahead and go into the Telegram, the Powerhouse Telegram for our exclusive community, and you'll check it out there. You know, you already know, giving plays live in action. So yeah, with saying that, I appreciate you guys for being on today's call. I'm excited for what's to come. And as we say here in Powerhouse, the best is actually yet to come. We'll see you guys very soon. Peace.